What's up, y'all? Devon here again for Obligatory, bringing y'all another weekly roundup of music news for the week June 16, 2023. Our first piece of news starts off with a question. Is hip-hop in decline in the popular mainstream space of music? You probably noticed that this year's been a little weird for popular hip-hop music, and there hasn't been a smash hit, a smash album coming out of the hip-hop sector this year. Per Billboard, no hip-hop song, single, or album has reached #1 on Billboard charts this year in 2023. It kind of feels like the biggest story of the year, the biggest new artist of the year is Ice Spice. More or less, this might just be Morgan Wallen's year. Maybe we just need to let him have his year. Does it speak to a decline in the interest or a lack of interest for fans in hip-hop? I don't think so. Because to me, it feels like we've been in a state of complete oversaturation of like the now in hip-hop for at least 5 years. Even if hip-hop isn't explicitly on the charts at #1 or near the top, hip-hop has become so ubiquitous and globalized through all these different genres that its representation is still on the charts. So just don't go feeling like hip-hop is falling off a cliff or start running with your own narratives as to why people don't like today's hip-hop music. People do like today's hip-hop music. If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you think hip-hop and music in general is in a pretty neat space right now overall. Sure, at the top of the top, hip-hop isn't quite hitting like it has in previous years, but based on the albums I've heard this year and the albums I know are coming the rest of the year, I feel like I'm in a great place with hip-hop and in most other genres of music right now. Will Outkast reunite anytime soon? Probably not. At least that's what Sleepy Brown said when TMZ flagged him down at the airport to ask him about the likelihood of the duo reuniting for a tour or music or anything. Sleepy Brown is a Dungeon family member and a longtime collaborator with the group, and still to this day works very often alongside Big Boi. So I would expect him to have somewhat of a pulse on the situation around this, and he just seemed like not confident at all that that was something that was even possible. He stated that Andre is on his whole other path, and really the only news about this is the way that he said that he can't say what Andre will do next. I actually didn't 100% understand if that meant he can't say as in your guess is as good as his as to what Andre is doing next, or that he has an idea or maybe even knows what kind of things Andre may be working on right now and can't or won't say what that is. I don't know. At least in the back of my mind, I'm thinking maybe there's something Andre is working on. It's probably not music, an album to release to us. He does a lot of different forms of art, has been doing a lot behind the scenes, and maybe we'll eventually bring that to another platform. Or maybe we just won't hear anything for a while and we can still listen to the 6 great Outkast albums that we have. Madlib confirmed at a recent performance he did in Sydney, Australia, that his Mac Miller collab project is still in the works. It's coming soon. It's been about 5 or 6 years since Madlib confirmed the existence of a project that he had in the vault with Mac Miller. Played an unreleased song from that project, as well as an unreleased Freddie Gibbs song from probably the upcoming Montana project, and he reconfirmed upcoming projects with Mayhem Loren and Fly Anakin. If you want to know a little bit more about how this Maclib project came to be, I have a video linked in the description that you could watch for a little more information on that, but this is something to be hella excited about, and if it drops this year, I would be blown away. If you are a Reddit user, I'm sure you're very aware of the recent blackouts and protests going on across the platform by users and moderators of popular subreddit forums. And of course, this affects the music subreddits like r/music, r/rap, r/hiphopheads have all joined in on this. If you want to know more about exactly what is changing on the platform and why people are upset and responding to it in this way, I have information for that down in the description, but I wanted to make this point and echo the sentiments that I've heard around the internet by lots of folks. Despite what you may think of the communities that Reddit may bring together, the information that is disseminated from that platform throughout the internet and really through all social media sites is definitely something you can feel when it just goes completely dark. I'll say I personally, get stories and ideas for this show from places like r/hiphopheads or source information from Reddit. And I just want to acknowledge that that's something that's important and is happening right now. You might have heard that Paul McCartney is releasing a final Beatles song. This story is AI related. Seemingly we talk about it every week. An AI tool was able to help them fix and remaster some John Lennon vocals and piano audio that previously was unusable to them. They were able to build a song from this, and he says that the song will be released later this year. What a time to be alive. What a world we are living in. Where are we headed from here? I really don't know. It's something that I know we've all been talking about quite a lot, but I'm interested to know what y'all think. Arlo Parks is releasing a book of poetry along with lyrics for My Soft Machine. The Magic Border is the title of the book. Florence Welch calls it the most tender and tactile collection. Arlo Parks writes poetry you can taste, an embrace of a book, which, coming from Florence Welch, I gotta say, that is like a pretty high praise. There's a 2-minute YouTube video about this book on her YouTube channel that was uploaded. If you want to watch it, that is linked in the description. And you can find out anything you want to know about this if you go to arloparksofficial.com. My Bloody Valentine's' Kevin Shields is debuting his signature Fender guitar pedal. It will be sold through Reverb, and I can only imagine this is like the Nike shoe deal of shoegaze iconography. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know jack shit about guitars or pedals, but I hear this baby blends fuzz and has a multi-octave effect that Kevin himself uses quite often. Are you gonna buy it? It's $500. Erykah Badu's Unfollow Me tour hit the first of its 25 cities this week, starting in her native Texas by way of San Antonio. You may have heard that Yasiin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def, is supporting her on this tour and opening. The performances, from what I've been able to see so far, look incredible. It seems more and more lately like we are seeing more of Mos Def in the public spotlight. We're seeing him working more, but that could change obviously at any time. This is definitely some history in the making here that I personally would love to witness myself. We also got new Earl Sweatshirt music this week. It came a little bit ahead of the typical Friday release window. He dropped a music video for a song making the band Danity Kane, which I learned we have had snippets of for some time. Does this mean we're getting new Earl Sweatshirt music? Maybe. I mean, it kind of seems like it, right? You definitely never know. Again, this was a previously unreleased track, so it could just be a one-off. I know you would love it. I would love it. Hip hop fans and Earl fans would love it if he were to drop an album in 2023. So if we get any word of that, trust, I will let you know. Arca posted some selfies this week of her and Aphex Twin hanging out, which, you know, I don't know if that's news, but it's certainly very cool. They apparently linked up in Barcelona, and the two are set to headline the Field Day 2023 festival alongside Kalela later this summer, so we can imagine that this won't be the only time that they meet. Speaking of Aphex Twin, a fan supposedly ran into Greta Thunberg at an Aphex concert in Stockholm. This fan shared a picture of themselves with Greta Thunberg in a TikTok in which they're also enjoying the Aphex concert, so one would assume that Greta was there for that concert. Pretty cool. Pretty random. Again, is it news? Is it not? I don't know. But I'm telling it to you because it was pretty cool. That's it for the news stories of the week. But go ahead and check out the album announcements that I'm currently putting on the screen. These are upcoming confirmed albums with release dates that we know are coming in the coming months. And don't forget, we invite any and everyone to participate in our weekly album review surveys. By the way, this is the weekly news show that we do. We also do a new releases show in which Dominic breaks down all of the new music that we have on our radar as BLIGATORY for the week. Clicking the like button is all you need to do if you want to help us, and we post new videos weekly, so a subscription is probably the best way to keep up with our new videos. As always, we'll be back next week with another roundup of news and new releases, so until then, see y'all, and thanks again for watching. Again, I'm Devon, this is BLIGATORY. Appreciate y'all.